Hello. Oh man. Hello, Caleb. And hello. Oh no, it was just you. That other person I banned. But yes, so small bit of a change today, as you might notice. I am on my new MacBook Pro that I got earlier in the year. And I wasn't planning on doing like too many streams on it specifically. Maybe things that like I needed to. But last night I accidentally fried my my desktop monitor. I have one left for that, but it's a really ancient old one. It's 1920 by 1080, and it's oh no, ads. We can wait. I assume the ads are done. Okay. 1920 by 1080, and it's like all yellowing without me like installing Night Shift or any of the other like sort of like color changing stuff. It's not great to look at. It. All the text is slightly fuzzy too. But I did like some frantic setup to get this working, and I did manage to do this. So both both the cameras are plugged into a single USB switch. So we'll see whether or not this works, or if we start getting some really like weird frame stuff. So hi Zilby. Do you want a toy? I've got a mousey. Oh man. With 1920 by 1200 is recommended. Oh, and that's the thing is I got these black bars on the left and right. So like I'm so sorry about that. I don't know what the resolution of the Mac is right now, and I'd have to set that up to be similar to it, and I don't want to stretch it. I guess I can move it left and right. But yeah. Oh man, it's so sad because that was a 4K display too. It's like lessons learned. Don't use the wrong power with the device that you plug in, because that will instantaneously break whatever you plug it into. Unfortunately. That being said, and I know I'll always get these questions, like why Mac, why buy that kind of thing. I've had those in the past. I'm perfectly fine with Mac, although I think it has to do with me spending 8+ years as a systems administrator, where I was on the Mac team. So I was systems administrating some Macs, and we did some really cool, nifty stuff behind the scenes using the Unix side. So I guess like I just got used to it. And now that's like my preferred driver when it comes to like a personal computer. I've also run Linux in the past, and I have Linux notebooks too, but those are like, everything's broken right now. I need to actually pull out my like sysadmin chops and actually fix all those. You don't like how expensive it is for the price tag? You know, it was really interesting because like there's the Apple tax. And then I went through and tried looking at like, okay, what about like some of the Dell computers? What about System 76? What about some like the Lenovo ones? But for what I get, like if I want to max it out and have like the largest computer hardware for what I'm going to get, I noticed that the prices was not really all that different anymore. It turns out that there's now a Dell tax, and then there's now a Lenovo tax, a System 76 tax. And it's like, okay, I guess when you get the upper levels of whatever system you're getting, it's going to be really expensive. And I agree, Caleb. In previous years, I didn't buy a MacBook Pro. Like, I went through everything else because I didn't like the hardware on it. This new one, though, with the new M1 Pro chips or Max or whatever it was, I was like, okay, I like that. Your brain restarted halfway through the sentence. Totally get it. Totally understand. Anyways, okay, so I'll need to figure out the music situation. I've got Pretzel downloaded and like it works. I got all that logged in. I just didn't have time to figure out the loopback interface, and I know that there is one built into Mac. I just have to set that up and go. But I think that I've got the bare minimum done to actually do some coding today. I've got Docker installed from previously when I was working on this, and so we've got our Yew backend running down here, which means I should be able to, maybe later. I should be able to open up Firefox Dev. Let's see. Okay, you can't go to that. Are you actually running? So that's the full stack. Okay, database one. Oh, it looks like database. Okay, hold on. What did I ran? Oh, profile Yew.rs up. Okay. Up Rust. I did Yew.rs and it's Rust Yew. Okay, let's try it again. Rust Yew up. Now, if you were given a Mac, you probably wouldn't complain, just heard that they aren't as good. So I would say up until the very most recent generations, I would agree with you. They like the hardware hasn't been increasing as much as the competitors' hardware. And then this last one, they moved away from Intel chips and two rounds ago, they moved away from Intel chips and they did the M1 chip. But that wasn't for MacBook Pros. That was just for like the MacBook Airs, I think, and Mac Minis. And then there was a lot of really good feedback on that. And so then they went full into it. They made a version 2, which of course they called the Max and Pro because, I mean, companies just can't bother to use version numbers anymore. Hi, do you want this? I've got Sylvie. I've got my feather toy is gone because last night Zilby broke into where I store it, stole it, and then trailed it all throughout the house and ran into the bedroom to get help because he wrapped it around his leg. So that was cool. So it's upstairs now. Apple's good at naming. I mean, if we're gonna make fun of companies for naming, like there's a lot of companies that don't know how to name things. Not looking at you, Microsoft, Xbox, who knows what version. Let's see. But yeah, so like the most recent versions here, for example, I have this on battery power right now. The fan is not on yet, which is pretty crazy because I'm streaming, and I'm running all this stuff. So I'm running VS Code, I'm running Docker and compiling things with Rust. I'm running VS Code. we're gonna see how long it lasts. I did bring the power supply back down here, so if we go down too low, I'll jump in and like plug it in. Yeah, they did some interesting things, but yeah. So like the big thing here is that it's supposed to be high power with the Mac. It's supposed to be high power, super fast, low like super long battery life. They also made the physical device larger than previously, so it's no longer like as small and thin as possible. And then they just took all the extra, space inside of the system and just stuffed it with battery. So there's that too. I've heard, I haven't verified, so I don't know if I'm saying lies here, but I've heard that this Apple battery is the largest battery that the United States FAA will allow onto airplanes, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, it's like, well, doesn't Xbox have like the Xbox One X and the Xbox One and the Xbox One S or something like that? And it's like, what? The One, the S, and the X. Yes. And it's like, oh, and there's also Slim. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I remember, I think like for me when versioning started getting a little bit crazy was when it was either Firefox or Chrome announced that they're going to go to syntactic versioning. So it was they were on like 1.2 for years, like 1.2, and they were doing some like weird like 1.2 to A or something like that. And they're like, okay, we're gonna do syntactic triggering every time we do a major release, which is gonna be every 3 months. That's like another number on the left hand side. And so like now it's on like 79 or like 80 or something like that. And Chrome followed suit, and they're doing that. And it's like, those are fine. Like, it's okay to have version 100 of that. Like, that's great. It's okay. I would be fine with having what it would be like PlayStation, I guess, has followed numbers properly, haven't they? So it'd be PlayStation 5, Xbox like 8 or 4 or 5 or 6 or whatever. Yeah. I guess it just shows if we make software, we should probably think about the versioning and not just do cutesy names. All right, so we're compiling trunk. We're getting close. Oh, Xbox is only in their 4th generation. Well, maybe they're doing it so to hide the fact that they're slightly older than PlayStation. Sony passed grade 1 math. They know how to do plus plus. So one question, is all the text readable? Can you actually read it? Like, it's interesting. This is blue here on my MacBook screen, which is what I'm looking at when I look down at it. Up when I'm looking at this other computer, and it looks purple on this one, which is absolutely terrible. It looks purple. Oh wait, it is. I guess it is slightly purple. It's like really dark purple here. No, don't do that. Oh, it might be my angle too. Oh yeah, that's more purple than blue. Also, if I bring it closer to me, I can see a little bit better. Hi. He's just out of camera angle, staring at me. Oh, and I realized a lot of the times that Zilby's been like jumping off the walls and doing other crazy little stuff. Oh man, is this not going to work? Is it having trouble compiling trunk in the Docker container? Because this is way too long. Let me try not using Docker for this. Do I have trunk? I don't. Let's do cargo install. Oh wait, no. Before, oh, you know what? I'm probably, I don't know. That's probably not true because it's Docker. Okay. I need to install for, ow, I need to get the dark mode. Sorry about this. Dark mode. Let's see. Using trunk, I need to install this. And I think, do I have Rust app? Oh, I don't have, okay, never mind. Step 1, install Rust. Okay, default installation, go. I have another table just sort of like to the side, just out of frame, and he usually goes and sort of like sleeps underneath the chair that I have at that table. But right now he's just sort of like hanging out in the middle of the floor. Oh, I know what he's doing. He's hanging out right next to the spot that the other day he found a spider crawling along the ground. You'll get props to Mac for having a better terminal than Windows. It wasn't very hard for them to do. They have a Unix core. Okay, so now we can do this one. Okay, and now I can do cargo install trunk. Okay, so that should work. There's a new one for Windows, which is nice, far better than an ancient one they currently have. I'm using Terminal for Windows. I had to download it from the App Store on there. It does seem to be better. It is interesting because I can get like a Windows shell and then something else. Default 11. I'm on 10. So I don't remember where I got it. I think I just got it from the store. Is it default 11 now? Oh, that's like, they should put that as the argument for why you should switch to 11 in all those things. Yeah, the stream is not liking this. Now, I wonder if I have it too high of sending out. I did set it to 30 frames per second. Maybe I should set it to 60 frames per second too. Oh, compiling is making the stream frame rate. Uh-oh. Okay, hold on. Let's I'm gonna plug it in. Bitrate is at it's 3226. It's not dipping below that, but I wouldn't be surprised if Apple is doing the fun little thing where it's slowing itself down because I'm not plugged into power. So let me plug myself into power real quickly. That might help. It's better now. I can also drop it down to like 2,500. I think we looked in the past, like 1,500 is like the bare minimum that we can do. All right, so this is compiling trunk. Now I have a different profile on this computer. Okay, and trunk compiled and installed in there just fine. It was just the Docker container for some reason. And I did take a look. Docker is now a first-party citizen with the M1 chips, or the M chips. So it should work just fine, but for some reason it wasn't. Okay, so trunk is working here. So I think what we can do now is I can do a, so I have trunk working, the Docker container with that. Okay, let's do Docker compose up. That'll start the database. I don't even have the database stuff set up yet, so this will be fine. Come over here. I need to set up, you know what? We should probably do like a stream. Maybe I'll do one of like the evening streams when I have time and set up, what is it? We'll set up Vim for Rust development, and we can also set up, what is it called? The window manager, the terminal window manager that everybody uses. I always think of Screen because that's what I used for years when I was a sysadmin, but it's now something else. I constantly forget what it's called. Okay, so let's see. Oh, I think it's to front end. Oh, Rust, Yew. Okay, so go in here. And I want a Tmux. That's what it is. Thank you, Josh. Okay, so we're gonna go into trunk serve. Okay, so on your OP less journey, or your functional programming journey, you started using less OP in your Python after last stream. You're using data classes, which are like structs, just not using methods. Oh, awesome. Okay, so you're like starting that journey for that. Interesting. I have the firewall on. I wonder if I say deny, well, I think that'll still work just fine locally, right? Okay, so you're running at local 8080. Hey, here we go. Okay, so we have this all working. We have a Yew.rs, our bounds, all of our lovely buttons. Okay, so if I go to /, I think I called it login. This is what we finished working on yesterday. We put in our username and password, and then we were hoping to be able to have it send off some kind of event, like a network event, to the backend. And we didn't see that happening. Yes. Yes, cheese. Well, okay. I probably shouldn't say yes because the entire thing is not working yet, so we don't know for certain if it's really fixed. But I got it to stop complaining, so there's that. Let me show you what I did. Front end Rust, we're in source, views, login. Oh, I guess it wasn't that. It was in the store bounce. So here we have our login to server. Now, first of all, is this text size big enough for you, or should I make it larger? It's okay. All right. If it needs to be larger, let me know and I will be happy to increase that. I need to sort of like recalibrate what everything needs to look like and then set the defaults for like font size and everything else. Also, my fonts are gone on this computer, so now I need to reset that up too. Good for you too. Awesome. Okay. So here we have our body and I'm using this JS value from Serde and then handing it self, which should be this thing. I'm thinking it should be that thing. And then of course I unwrap that and that's what we should be getting out. And then I'm doing this .send. I just guessed that that's what you're supposed to be doing for this. But we may need to go and take a look at this requasm request and sort of see how it works. So in Yew, oh, right. It was external libraries, requasm. I just put the async await in here. I'm not using anything to like make that work. So either it's not working, but also not complaining, or they're using something behind the scenes to make it work. I wouldn't be surprised if they found that that everything is in there. Let's go into our docs. Okay, so I need to send. Wait, do you have a better? Okay, sorry, I'm gonna go back to this. Okay, they don't have like a website. Okay, so HTTP. So get.send.await.unwrap. Okay, that should be getting us a response. So that should work theoretically. Let's go back into here. So what I need to do. Okay, so I have this log. Let me also put in starting to log in to server. Then I do this. So let response equals this. We do this await. I put this into an async function. And then I try to log out the response as raw. Let me also do finished sending login request. Okay. So if I run this, oh, look, I hit login. Absolutely nothing happens. Well, that's my problem. First time chat, and the first chat was a link. That's a little bit suspicious there. Yep, that's definitely a bot. No music today. I haven't figured out. Oh, okay. It's not less that I haven't figured out. It's more that I haven't set up. I ran out of time to set up the music capturing on the Mac to OBS. So I need to get that working. And you guys probably don't want to sit there and watch me do that. You want to watch me struggle with Rust stuff and like we're working with programming things. Okay, so this button isn't even showing this log here. So we need to fix that first. I think that is in the login RS. Okay, form on submit. We have this event prevent default. Okay, so let's do a log here. So about to submit form. Oh, wow. Oh, that's interesting. There's no like big, huge reflashes of the screen. I'm so used to like the Windows system and in Docker and just taking forever to do, but that just works really fast. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so we have this about to submit form. So then we go into user store deref clone log into server. Okay, so that comes down to here, but it's not executing because I'm not even getting this. So that might be an issue. What? Like you recommend that? Okay. Do you have any example? Okay. Do they have examples with that request? Let's see. Where's examples? Let's actually go to the 19 to make sure we're actually looking at that one. Okay. So do we have anything that does? So there's this futures one, but I don't know if that's right. File upload, I don't think that's going to be exactly what I want either. But maybe? Oh, they have an example. Okay, they have a list here. Okay, so they use glue file for that. We don't really care about that. Okay, so features shows I can use features with an async code. Okay, so let's take a look at that. Okay, so they're using WebSys for their fetch. It makes use of utils. Oh, that's link feature to easily send messages asynchronously. Okay. Because they're using this WebSys request. So here's this async function markdown. That's it would have to, right? Otherwise, nothing would work. Because like Rust itself, the core language doesn't come with an executor for async. Okay, so they're doing this async with that. Within a wait. So that's just working just fine for them. Okay. In their component is not, okay, they don't have to make those async, I noticed. Okay, so I need to see where. Okay, so in function so in the update function, they're doing that entire message thing. Okay, so they're doing this context link send feature. Okay, where is that from? Send future. Like where does that get set? Oh, is it just here? Okay. Do we have access to it in context? Right. I guess it's in link in the context. This looks like Elm. So I haven't used Elm. So I'll take your word for it. But it did say on the front page that it is getting a lot of inspiration from React and Elm. I have heard people really liking Elm, though. Let's see. So I can use context. Can I use that to get link off of it? There's use state. Oh, but I have to give it like exactly what that is. Hmm. Okay, let's search for features. Uh-oh. What was the link? Oh, it was like this Elm experiments, Elm versus Yew. Interesting. Sorry that link got blocked. That's I don't recognize that domain, but I'll take a look at that later. Interesting. So they have some like what is the difference between rendering comparison. Interesting. Okay. I know that Elm is a lot more a lot older, so it has like it's beyond like 1.0. Yew is still being built. So it's in beta, I think. It's like obviously we can see it's like 0.19, but it's got a lot of forward momentum and I like it so far. Okay, let's take, if I look for futures, so one in bind futures, futures. Oh, what about link? Okay, context props link. Struct components no longer own props and link. Instead, they receive context self argument and lifetime methods that can later give you access to context props and context link. You will need to remove link and props from your component struct fields. As such, all lifetime methods got updated. Well, wait a second. Does that mean I wonder if I can use context here. So I wonder if in login we can do something like let context equals use context, which you can't find. We're using, where is this? It's, oh no. Wait a second. I can't program on here. We can't do anything until we have Rust Analyzer. All right, now we're ready to go. Well, almost. We have to let it finish checking. You've seen a lot of videos in Elm recently. You don't even do web stuff and you watch them. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so if it really is looking similar to this, that is pretty nice. Okay, so we have Rust Analyzer up and running. Let's see if we can get context going in. So let context equals use context. Ooh, oh, not user. Use context. That must be brought in automatically. We have to tell it what type, I think. Is that true? Yeah, because it's an option unknown. So now, can I tell you to be context like this? Use UAgent context, maybe? But you need its own type thing? Okay, so it's not the UAgent context. Can it be that? No, because that's an unknown. Yeah, so I'm not seeing a type of context that will allow me to grab this in here. How about link? Is there a link? Okay, use Yew.rs. I don't want the Yew.rs. I want link wrapper. Link props? That's all Yew.rs still. And I want the context link. Okay, let's so I want this thing. Context.link. Yeah, you do this on a context object, but I don't have a context object. Okay. Let's head back into... Okay. Link, I think it was a method on context here. Okay, so here it is. Link is a method on this, and it returns a scope. Okay, how do I get a scope? A context which allows sending messages to a component. Is there... Is there one of these? Ustate, use ref. No. Use node ref. Okay, there's use effect. What does that give me? Wait, use, oh wait, no, that's just this one. So this is used to in consuming context, but I don't have one, and I want to get link off of it. And I don't have a context. Do I have to create a context? I guess technically I do have a context in the code, don't I? I think I have one in lib. Where do we set that? Context provider, store, context equals store. Okay. And I think in home with Yew.rs, we show using we're getting the context this way through this view. Oh, but it's not the same thing. I'm really sad we can't get this. Okay, so this is you context self. Okay, can I do a get context on that? Okay, use context. Be you context self. How about login? Clone is not satisfied. Oh, so whatever this is, when it created the component for it, it didn't create that. Oh, that's too bad. Okay, so I think we may have to convert this into a struct component. So the way this works, we're going to pub struct login. We're going to derive. I don't have the derive. Oh, I don't have the snippet in here. We're going to derive clone partial equal and component. I think it's component. Something like that. Oh wait, no. We do that manually. Clone and partial equal. Can we do that? Then we do a impl component for login. Okay, so type message. We're not going to send any messages. We are not worried about properties. When we create, we don't really do anything, so we just return self like that. In view is going to be all of this stuff. Now you have all of those things. How do I... Oh, there's an update too. Hi, what's going on? Come on over here. Tubby. He's in the other room, just meowing. Hi. Let's see. Okay. When these things happen, okay, you move slightly closer, but come on the rest of the way. Come on in here. Let's see. Guess if I take all this away, comment you out, save you. Oh, you're gonna be so upset because I don't have these things. Okay, we'll just do no on submits. Oh, but I need to handle them, don't I? Nope. Okay, how do you do this? It's been so long since I've done these type of components. Okay, so you're doing that in the view still. Okay. Well, in that case, that makes it a lot easier because I just undo all these changes. We keep you, and then I want heck, I just take all of this and put you in here. With the only difference being that we're not going to use this context right there because now we have access to a context. I wonder if the use stuff is still going to work. We're going to find out. So first of all, you rebuilt, no errors. You're running. No, okay, you're very unhappy. Okay. No current scope. Use context can all be called inside function components. Okay. Is that going to be the same for everything else too? I removed that. Do I have another use context in here somewhere, or is it all the use hooks? I bet it's all the use hooks. Oh, okay, fine. So I have context here. Now I do have access to self, but you're just a reference to self. Because an update would be where I update stuff. So I can't do any of this stuff. Okay. So no use atom. We have our username on change. I don't even need to move anymore because we're going to get a username value. And then let's just log it. We get our password on change. And let's just log this. And then form on submit. Okay. Then I want to log. There's okay, submitting form. I was really hoping this wouldn't be that way. Okay. Yeah. All right. So we need to do. Okay, we're gonna event prevent default, and then just like about to submit form, and then I don't have access to this user store anymore. So I now need to send this to something to store it inside of here as state, I suppose. Or we need to use Yew.rs. That might be what we need. Let's start with here first. Okay, so we have we're gonna store our username. String, but it can't really be a string, can it? It has to be an option first. Then we need to set that on ourself. Now we have this context. Can I context update? Man, now I need to go learn how to do this. Let's see. Okay, so we've got you. Oh, this is the wrong kind of context. It feels nice to write a function that has more than one caller. Oh, yeah, if you're not used to that. Yeah, if you write it, and then over time you start getting used to writing functions that are reusable. Just like, even if they're only used once, just having that sort of like idea that I could use this multiple times changes how you write functions. It's pretty nice. Okay. I want two components. Okay, so update. Communication with components happens primarily through messages, which are handled by the update lifecycle method. This allows the component to update itself based on what the message was and determine if it needs to re-render itself. Messages can be sent by event listeners, child components, agent services, or futures. Futures is like the big thing here. So here's this update. Okay, and that gives this mute self here. And it's not helpful. I need something to send. Oh, it's this context link thing, isn't it? Context link send message. Is that what it is? You're writing a small transpiler and your old OOP parser was around 600 lines. Your current one is 294 and is roughly the same capabilities. Oh, that always feels nice. Okay. So first of all, we're gonna do, you need username is a none, password is a none. We are going to have an update, but what we need to do is this context, and then we're going to use this link. And I wonder if we can do this or if I need to clone the context, because I don't know exactly what you are. So inside of this callback from, I want to get that value, and then we're going to do a ctx.link dot okay, so send message. and then the message itself. So if I do just a stir like this, let's do a string. Let's just send the username value. We won't send you. Okay, then in update, takes in a mute self, and I'm guessing the message. Oh, you take mute self, you take a context, and then you take the message as a self message. Okay. So you take in, hold on, can I get you to like, oh, implement default members. There we go. Okay, so here's update. So mute self, context, message, self message. So now I get to say that this message is going to be a string. Oh, but I don't really know what that is. So we have to do the same thing that they do. Oh, fine. Okay, so we're going to have an enum message. We'll have a username, which stores a string, and a password that stores a string. Okay, so message is going to be this message. That's probably not going to be a good idea. Let's component message. Okay, so then you send message is going to be a component message, username, and then we're going to store the username value. Then down here, we grab that out of message and let's just log it. So log, got message, message, I think it's like .0. No field. Oh, I need to match this. We'll return true to update the component. Sure, why not? We have the match message. Okay, username. Okay, so this is going to be our username. Password. So in here, we're going to state, I guess this is where we can log it. So we can just, oh no, we're going to say self.username equals username. There we go. Self.password equals password. Oh, and it says sum. Okay, so you're happy. You aren't happy now. Okay, so I'm taking ownership of context, aren't I? Can I clone it? I think that I can. Then we're going to use cloned context for this. Oh, I can't use that. Okay. How would I do this in a callback? Oh, look at this. Okay. So inside of Vue, they have this button that, is this context link callback? Okay. So that changes things. So it's no longer this type of callback anymore. So these all go away. Don't need any of those. Okay, so what is it going to be? We're going to say, great. On change here is going to be a ctx.link callback creates a callback. Okay, so this is a function. So in this case, we're going to get the username, and then I want to return a message. Yeah. I want to turn a component message, username. Yeah, okay. It seems to like that. So we're going to do same thing here. So in this case, this message is going to be form submitted. I don't need to send any data with that. Okay. Then next up, you going to become this password. Okay. Password goes in there. We're missing the arm off of this. Okay, so form submitted. And so now I should be able to do something like self.username, self.password to see them all together. Cannot move. I don't want to. Let's just reference. Oh, dot unwrap. Oh, we can get, okay, consider borrowing the options content as ref. So I think we can do an as ref. As ref, which then we don't need you. Okay. One error left. Oh, private type. Component message and public interface. Can't leak private type. Wait a second. You need to be public, don't you? Pub. Yeah, okay. No more errors showing. So back to you. You're working. So if I then say that, refresh the screen because I need to do a prevent default. So this callback right here, this needs to be a multi-line. You're not, okay. You're the event. We're gonna do event dot prevent default. Something like that. Okay, what are you upset about? Closing delimiter. Okay, so that's open. Open. You don't get closed. Oh, you don't get closed here. You get closed before this, like that. Maybe. Oh, I'm returning that. Okay. You need the type annotations here. You are a submit event, I think, is what it was. Yeah, I had it down here, didn't I? A focus event. Okay. You are a focus event. Okay, no errors. Okay, form submitted, and it successfully stored all of the stuff. So then, now problem, I have all this code in bounce for actually sending this off. So now we need to do this here, which that'll be fun. So I need to do this request post. Okay. And I don't know if I can store that properly separately outside. I'm going to have this. Maybe this struct will work for that. So let's take you. Let's copy you. And we're going to put you in your own separate async function here. So what is it going to be like? Pub as. Actually, I don't think you need to be public. I think you just be an async function login to server. You're going to take in the user. It's like the user object. I wonder if we should just create a brand new user object here. So let's do that. So struct, so like user data. We'll have a username, which is a string, and a password, which is a string. We will derive serialize on this. So we'll pass in the user data. And then we're going to get response equals, okay, this request. So we need to pull this in. Import request. That one. Okay, we post to here, which this is now going to be localhost because I'm running this outside of Docker Compose. Go to there, send the body with JS value from Serde. So it's not self anymore, it's now the user. Unwrap, send, await, unwrap, and then I want to let's just log the response dot to something about raw as raw. Maybe. Okay, so import is that. User. Okay, we want to borrow the user. Okay, then log in a server. Okay, so this is going to happen inside of update. Where's my update? Okay, so inside of here, instead of this log, we will now do. All right, so this is the ctx dot link dot, and there is the callback future, I think. Or send feature. Send feature. No, not send feature. Callback feature creates a callback which returns a feature which returns a okay. So maybe this one, possibly. So I don't really care what comes in with this, and we're going to call this login to server. And we have to pass in, okay, so this is the user data, username, and username is self.username. Okay. Very unhappy. Okay. Oh, it takes an argument. So thing. Expected mismatch types, expected unit type. Oh, it's the output. I think I needed in a server. Is that one? Semicolon? Out here? Okay. Oh, then we're gonna unwrap you. The trait-bound component message from is not satisfied, required because of the requirements of the impl on into component message. Okay, so we need to figure out how to actually send a future thing. So future. Let's see. Where am I going to find... So there's just WAS and bind gen features. This is all WAS and bind gen stuff. Ooh, fetching data. Oh, this is from Next. Okay, in this tutorial... Okay. Oh, they are using a function component. Okay, so they use WASM bindgen features. Spawn local. Oh, okay. So WASM bindgen features is what we need to do. So none of this entire fun thing that I did. WASM, apparently I don't have that. So I need WASM bindgen features. Okay, let's install crates. That's the wrong one. Oh. This one. No, not. Okay. Come on, copy that. I don't think I have time. I'm running out of time. Okay, so let's grab you. Back to login now. We're going to do WASM bindgen features. Oh, it needs deserialized too. Okay, so I can set you to serialize and deserialize. Okay, so then it's spawn local. So spawn local, and then the future is going to be this async and move. Okay, so async, move. Oh, then it's a block. So inside of the block, now we do the actual request. So down here, we just grab you. Okay, let response equals request. That post this. We get our body. Let's just create the body right here. So that's going to be a user data. Username is self.username. CFX. Oh, it's context. CTX stands for context in this case. And hello, Arch Linux. Let's see, username. We're gonna have our password is self.password. Okay. Have all of that. Now what? Expected a reference to the user data. Okay. Sure. Right, you both need to be unwrapped. Self has anonymous lifetime, but needs to satisfy a static lifetime environment. What? 63. Okay, I think self is causing weird problems. Let me create user data outside of here, then we'll move it in. So come on, do it over here. We'll do let user data equals, and then that's going to be this entire fun thing. So cut you out. You become like that, and now it's a reference to this user data. There we go. Okay, you're unhappy. Expected a semicolon somewhere. Okay, yep, right here. Cannot move. Okay, that's fine. We'll clone you. Why not? We'll just throw clones around. Wait, I need the clone on the other side. Okay, hold on. Cut you out. Move you right there. We'll clone you and then we'll unwrap you for reasons. Okay. No errors. All right. We only have one chance. Is it gonna work? Hey, a cross-origin request blocked. So if we come into our network and we try to send it, does that even send? No, it doesn't even try to send because the oh, wait, no, we also got, no, hold on. I have to do this first. Okay. Oh. Oh. We got a cross-origin request blocked. Why isn't it showing me that anymore? Okay. Same origin policy disallows reading the remote resource at, okay, localhost. So we're going to have to update, we have to add in a Yew.rs thing to allow this. Panicked at result, unwrap on error. Network error when attempting to fetch resource. Okay, so that's not an Rs. Okay, so we need to update the server to allow us to do that entire thing. And I think that's in here somewhere, right? Oh, so we have Yew.rs on. Yew.rs is enabled and just allowing all the resources. So I need to make sure there's not something else going on, because that is pretty common to get a Yew.rs error, even if nothing else is the problem. I'm not seeing anything from the server messages, so we'll have to figure this out. All right. Well, anyways, it is 8:34, which means that my stand-up is in less than 10 minutes. I've got to do an emergency stream shutdown. Once again, thank you for hanging out with me while I figure out the Mac streaming thing once again. It did seem that plugging it into power was the way to go for that. You know, big surprise there, I suppose. I will probably be, let's see, today is Wednesday. I should, oh wait, I have a meeting right now, I think. I need to go right this second. Okay, I will see you next time, whenever that is. Okay, bye.